About tonight. I want to talk about county races. What inspired me to get into politics, I ran for a county race first. I read an essay on the internet called The Dog Catcher Strategy, which basically says everybody gets caught up in the presidential race, but they forget there are 3,000 counties in the United States. And those county officials can have more effect on your life than the people in Washington, D.C. can. In fact, Bud Schuster, who used to be chairman of the Transportation Committee, he told this story. He said he was at home one night and he got a call from a constituent. And she was very upset, very angry. She had her congressman's phone number. She called him at home. And her trash hadn't been picked up that day. It was at the end of her driveway. And she said, "It's Tuesday and my trash isn't picked up." He said, "Well, ma'am, I am your congressman. I work for you in Washington, D.C. And she said, "I know who you are, and I know what you do." And he said, "Well, did you think about calling your county commissioner?" And she said, "Well, I thought about that, but I didn't want to start that high up." So you really can have more effect. And I'm going to talk, I think I'm going to spend about half my time talking about my previous experience in the county, at the county level, and then some about Congress, and then take questions. The first thing, I want to tell you a couple stories about being in Congress. Jim Bunning was our senator from Kentucky, and he held the congressional district that I hold now a long time ago. And he said the first 6 months, some of you may have heard this, the first 6 months you're in Congress, you'll pinch yourself. You'll just say, "How did I get here?" And you'll look at the marble columns and all the monuments, and you'll just be dazzled and say, "How did I get here?" And then after 6 months, for the rest of your time in Congress, you'll look around and say, "How did these other guys get here?" And I had that experience the other day. I recognized Hank Johnson. If you just Google, it'll autocomplete. Just put Guam capsize, and you'll get Hank Johnson's name. He's the congressman who, in a hearing, asked if we put too many soldiers on one side of Guam, would it capsize? He is a member of the Democrat Party. Yes. Another quick story before I tell you about my background and how I got here. In Congress, we vote with a voting card in the House of Representatives. So this is it. I'd say it doesn't belong to me. It belongs to 750,000 people in Kentucky. And it's got a magnetic stripe or RFID or something on it. You put it in the machine, and there's about 40 machines on the floor. And I voted twice tonight. Ironically, I voted yes, which isn't I don't do that very often. But you put it in the machine, it reads your card, and you vote. Well, the other day, I accidentally gave this to a waitress because I thought it was my credit card to pay for my meal. And it was dark, and she took it and swiped it. And she came back, and she said, "Sir, your credit card was rejected." And I was devastated. I thought I might be washing dishes. And I said, "Why?" And she showed me, I handed her my voting card. And she said, "That credit card's already got 17 trillion on it." So, and that really has happened. I've accidentally given it to a waitress before. So I grew up in Kentucky. I went to MIT. I met two people there that I can remember who were